So,
Are you guys ready?
today we are reshooting episode 87, and the reason we are reshooting it is because we had some sort of audio malfunction on our last recording, and it had no audio track whatsoever, so we're reshooting.
Malfunction at the junction.
So,
Here we are.
today,
We hate that we have to reshoot shit, folks, because we don't like doing this.
right, but really, what good's it going to do if they can't hear it? It won't even work if they're lip readers because of me with all this. They'll be able to read your lips, and to me,
It's not worth anything.
no, not really. Nothing
No.
I have to say is worth any value, really. But that won't stop me from saying it. So today, we, first off, would like to take a little moment to say
moment. We're having a
thank
moment.
you to somebody.
Yeah. We're having a moment.
There is a company in British Columbia known as AC Medical. We love you guys. We buy most of our product
Smokables.
through AC Medical. And AC Medical has been very gracious with us over the last while. And we would like to take this opportunity to not only say thank you to them for being a good, affordable resource, but also for the freebies.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate this.
They show their appreciation
So
to us.
They sent this as
and
a
to
gift,
other people as well.
and in honor of their gift, this is a salute to acmedical.ca.
Check it out, folks. They essentially have supplied almost all the medical herb that we have smoked on this channel, almost.
Almost all of it. And this right here is AC Medical Cookie Train. So, thank you guys very much. I appreciate this. I know I took the top decal off. It's because I wanted your logo bigger for the channel.
Bigger logo.
Yeah. So.
And you know what, guys? They didn't ask us to do this.
No, they didn't. This is just our way to say thank you for what they do for us as customers. So, thank you, AC Medical.
And they don't do it for just us. They do it for all their customers.
Right. We don't get special treatment because of our channel or any of that stuff.
No.
So, this was us just wanting to say thank you to them. That's all. So, by all means, go check them out because they're not paying us to do this.
Nope.
So, today, on episode number 87, we are doing Carabela. Now, this is a vintage book. It's from quite some time ago.
You know what I've noticed?
What?
Since we started doing all this, I've hogged up the camera again. Look at how much of the camera I'm consuming, and look where you are again. You need to move over.
I wonder how many times I can jam a pen up on this before you start doing that.
I don't know. It just kind of happened.
Well, yeah. Anyways, it's because I'm leaning around the bong.
Yeah.
So,
Put it over there.
there we go. Okay, so today we are doing Carabela. Now, I believe these ones are either Spanish or Italian or something to that effect. I'm not sure.
There, I just wanted to get that up there so we can get our advertising up.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll do a little edit there. And then,
Well, they know.
yeah, Carabela. Okay. So these are vintage. They're an older book. I think they're from the 1970s maybe, or the 1960s, somewhere in that time frame. And
A while ago.
Yeah, they're an older paper. And another thing about these,
Which is really cool.
is that the paper itself actually has a signature stamp right there.
A tag. They're tagged. So. And it just kind of worked out really cool at the size that the writing came out perfectly.
Yep. Decent watermark too.
Yeah, we were looking at this before, weren't we?
Yeah, this was the
Like
one
the
that
last one. Yeah,
this was the one that really impressed me with its watermark.
the watermark is like artwork. It's
And
phenomenal.
and the one thing I said the last time when we recorded this episode, and I'm going to say it again, is those of you out there who don't know a whole lot about rolling papers, the thing you need to understand about watermarks is that the old school way of doing these is by hand with a steam press. And it was very easy to just be a little too hot and burn through, or just a little too cool, or have just not enough pressure and not emboss a watermark. So this really is an art to do back in these days. So the person that they had in their employ that did the watermarking was an absolute artist at their job, because the watermark on these are flawless.
They literally are works of art.
Yeah. And we pay attention to things like that. I know the average consumer doesn't, but we certainly do. And when we see something that's really well done, we feel like we have to commend it.
Yep. And believe me, if you look at it, if you get these papers and you look at it, you'll be amazed. You'll be like, wow, they did that back then by hand pretty much compared to how it's done now.
I don't like how they do it now.
Anyway,
Mind you, I don't like how they do a lot of things
I
now.
was going to say, they don't make a lot of things how they used to.
No. I build it, even when I build stuff, I build it very much the old school way. And when I say old school, I mean old school. Num nums. I've got the wood smell.
Oh, yeah, again,
Yeah, I remember that wood smell.
right off the bat.
Yep.
This is a light ash. And in this one, we're burning a little blue nukin, it's called. It's an indica bud.
From AC
AC Medical. Just saying. Gonna give a few shout outs to them. Why not? See, we're gonna get flaking again.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's what I expect. You know,
Yeah.
when one paper performs a specific way, I expect the whole book to perform
Yeah,
that way.
I know. I'm not looking forward to that.
You know, I haven't really run across too many that were dramatically inconsistent.
Yeah. There it goes.
Well,
Leaks are no good. But you know what?
Again-
We can't say anything because this is from like 50 years ago. So.
not only that, but this episode is also a reshoot, so we don't have to actually sit and regrade it. What we're going to do is we're just going to tell you exactly how it graded last time.
Yeah.
Save the ash, though, because I still want them to see the way we graded.
Yeah, because it's still it's tasting, it's burning, it's doing the same as it did
Yeah.
last.
Our ash density on that was a 7 out of 10.
Which means it kind of held up.
It held up, but it flaked.
It flaked and probably wasn't that strong
So-
in the jiggle test.
See, it holds up. You know what I mean? So, and I'll even rejiggle test it here. 1, 2, 3. 3.
Yeah, 3.
So on hard, it comes off. So it wasn't the ash sticking that was the problem. It was all the
it was all the
flaking.
flaking.
The appearance, again, it's an old vintage book, but you know, there's just really not a whole lot of information.
Even for back then.
Yeah, like
There could have been a phone
there's
number
just nothing
or-
really.
something.
So I'm thinking that this was made in Spain. And it's the Alcoy that's giving me that idea. I'm thinking that's
Well, also the writing around the whole
yeah.
perimeter of the book.
Well, that at first was a bit deceptive. I thought that could have been Italian, but no, I'm thinking that's Spanish. So I think those were made in a Spain.
In a span.
Ole.
Ole, ole.
Okay, so the appearance on that was a 3. The scent of the paper, you can't smell, nothing, but the cardboard.
Yeah.
So that was a 10. The roll, easy and consistent. It's a 10. The gum, you lick her, you stick her, you're done. It's a 10.
Yeah.
The burn, and again, I mentioned that watermark because like this baby burns nice and consistent all the way around. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about a run at all with these.
Well, and even
ever.
if it does start to deviate a little bit, the watermark is such that it's going to come back.
It'll
right away.
fix itself.
Yeah.
Like brilliant watermark.
Yeah.
Watermarks do serve function, people.
Still.
Watermarks are what's going to keep your joint from running.
Yeah.
If the watermark is good.
And everybody knows that when a joint runs and it runs bad, it's
Right.
basically a waste of that area of the
Now,
joint.
Yes, and the burning aroma of these was a 3 because you really do get a heavy, nasty
Heavy
wood smell.
Yeah.
The ash we covered, that was the 7. Smoothness is a 7. It's actually not a bad paper at all. Like you don't get the same taste that you do the smell.
No.
And it is fairly smooth, but it does give you a little bit of that paper bite.
Yeah.
But it's not as bad until you start to get further down on it. Quantity versus cost. I'm regrading this because I went back and looked afterwards and realized that I was way off on this one. So this one came with a vintage pack that I bought a while ago, quite a while ago. And this vintage pack was fairly expensive, but it worked out to being about $8 per book.
Wow.
So I kind of missed the mark on that one because I thought I'd got it from a different supplier but I was wrong. So the quantity versus cost factor, which I thought was a 10, is actually going to be a 3.
Okay, so that drops
So
down
that
to
dropped up 63.
63, yeah. Ooh, it was already
Yeah.
on the line at a 70 where it
Right,
was.
but I got to keep this honest. And the roach was a 0.
Now it's a 63. We do not recommend.
Right. So 63 out of 100 is the final score. And I'll be honest with you, I was much happier when I thought the book cost less, but that would be us leaving you with misleading information, and
We don't want to do
so
that.
I double checked it just to be sure, and I'm glad I did because I realized that it was through a vintage pack and not from a from a retailer that I got them. So
We're getting down to the end. That's why
yeah.
we're getting the bite.
Get it in, you blondie. Okay. So the bottom line for us is 63 out of 100 is a fail. That's not a recommend. If you're a collector and you need a pack to put it in your collection, great, go get a pack, throw it in your collection, but a pack.
Yeah.
You don't need any more than that.
And you know what? The only reason you would need a pack is to look at the watermark.
And
Seriously.
I'm going to emphasize this for collectors and people who are very knowledgeable about rolling papers. The watermark makes it worth it to have it in that collection.
Absolutely, man. It's a work of art.
So, but again, for the average smoker, I'm not going to recommend you go pay $8 for a pack of vintage papers unless they're kick-ass papers.
And these are not those.
No, they're not. Well, special thanks to AC Medical. Thank you very much to Tricks on May Street in Thunder Bay, Ontario, as well as thanks to
Bedlam
Bedlam on
Algoma.
Algoma. Thank you both very much for your continued support.
Yes.
We couldn't do this without you. And I would like to also thank our viewers, our subscribers, our followers on Twitter, and our friends on Facebook. Thank you all very much for your love and support. We appreciate you.
And before we sign off,
Yes.
let's throw it out there about the 125.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to do something funny. It's called embarrassing ourselves because we like doing that.
Once in a while.
So here's the deal. We're coming up on episode 100 and we want to do something special.
Or
Try. And we're not talking about like special with a helmet. We're talking about something funny that'll make you laugh.
Weird.
With
Different.
Not involving a helmet.
No helmet.
But maybe involving a tiara.
Maybe.
Our plan is if we can get 125 subscribers
On
YouTube before we record our 100th episode, we will do the entire episode
100.
in drag.
Mandrag.
I ain't shaving. Ain't gonna happen. But I'll do my hair, I'll throw a tiara in, but that's the deal.
Yeah.
We get 125 people to smash that subscribe button. We'll do it.
So it's up to you guys.
We've asked you to embarrass yourself for us. Now
We're going to reciprocate.
we will embarrass ourselves for you. Hit that button. Call your friends and say, you want to see two old guys looking ridiculous while smoking a joint? They'll be like, yeah, man. Tell them you have to hit that subscribe button. And if we hit over 125, awesome.
Awesome.
Blast it all over social media. Text it to your friends. Go crazy.
Whatever.
Whatever you gotta do. Break into somebody's laptop and make them subscribe without their knowledge.
Whatever. If we hit 125 subscribers before we record episode 100.
Just a tip, though, don't do it on, anybody's Facebook that's underage, because we don't want nobody getting in trouble with their parents over something that they're not actually doing.
Exactly.
Okay. Thank you very much.
But don't forget, guys, got to do it before episode 95, because we record about 4 episodes at a time.
Yeah.
4 or 5 episodes at a time. So
Yeah, but I think what we may do is we may just do 3 on that run so that we can start the following run with episode 100.
okay, I get you.
You know what I mean?
We'll figure it out. We'll give you enough advance.
So
notice.
you guys are going to have your info in before episode 98 airs.
Yeah.
So
That subscribe button needs to be smashed.
right. So around the time that 98, just before number 98 goes up, is when you need to have that subscriptions up to 125 for, because that's about when we'll record episode 100. All right, guys and gals. Don't want to leave my girls out. All right. Okay. So that being said, thank y'all very much, and we'll catch up with you again later.
We're out.